Wait, this is not Bleach Brave Souls? Wait, I'm not named Death Smasher? What the f is going on? Before the video begins, I just want to let you guys know that the second channel has officially gone live, and this is a channel that is going to be more so dedicated to other gaming content that is not BBS related. So if you're looking for, like, I don't know, live streams where I don't do BBS, this is the type of channel to visit. So if you guys want to, subscribe. The link will be in the description down below. So yeah, I do appreciate everyone's love and support. He's still living after all of that? Well, thank you for coming at me with a grab. You just gave me the W. And with that being said and done, play my intro, thank you very much. Actually, no, just play my... What is going on, you guys? This is your brother the Death Smasher, and welcome back to yet another Bleach Brave Souls video. And today we are going to be updating the 1000-year blower tier list because it's been a good minute since we have last touched upon this. Now, there have been no new resurrected 1000-year blower characters, and I think it's safe to assume that the resurrections will continue once the anime starts airing again. So once Core 3, you know, is right around the corner and we start getting episodes of that, we're definitely gonna get the remaining Quincy's and Squad Zero OG characters get the resurrection. So yeah, until then, the list is pretty much gonna stay unchanged, but we are going to do one thing. I am going to bump up Killgate above Ichigo. I have to be honest, even though he doesn't have Marauder, even though he doesn't have double killers like Ichigo, he's just way too broken as a whole. Like, even in Inheritance Trials, when enemies are immune to Drain, he's just too OP. In Extreme Co-op, you can just give him the nerd headband and he'll just be too OP. Like, this character is just easily the best character that we have in the game for Heart, despite lacking those little skills that he could be, you know, having right now. But it is what it is. And now let's just go ahead and place the newer 1000-year blower characters. We have 5 characters to add to the list. And the first one, well, let's just get this over and done with, but like, Byakuya. He does have some pretty good damage output. Don't get me wrong. But, no Havoc hurts him way too much. So, where am I gonna place this guy? Right under 1000-year blower Aizen. I hate to say this, but this is literally the best place that I can actually put. You know, no, hold on. I'm having second thoughts because the thing is, his kit is good. It's just, you know, his beam, if he had the regular 1020 width, it would have been better in base, but instead it's like, take into example Power Neliel's SA1, where it's still a 3K length beam, but it has an 870 width. That is basically what Byakuya has without the Havoc, so it's gonna have even less range, it's gonna be a lot more linear. It's just so skinny, bro. It's literally as skinny as a skeleton. That's why it's kind of bad for him in this kind of case. So, you know what? I'm gonna bump him down even lower. And actually, I have to change the whole technique lineup, right? Hold on, let's just put Chojuro above Uryu, because honestly speaking, Chojuro has proven to be very good as a character and has actually aged better than Uryu despite, you know, not being a super pot character. So that's where I'm gonna place Chojuro at. Byakuya above Uryu. I mean, Uryu's alright, but like, he does struggle in IT, whereas Byakuya at least does have enough DPS to the point that he can kill out, you know, bosses. So yeah, okay, Byakuya being above Uryu, I can kind of dig it, even though Uryu's gonna be better for farming, but like, as a whole, you know, Byakuya's not gonna struggle as much against the bosses compared to Uryu, because he sucks at doing that. But yeah, I think that's the right placement for Byakuya, even though he doesn't have Havoc. But yeah, going back onto the list, Asnot, he's a very good mind character, easily one of the best mid-month characters that we have for 1000-year blower. and I'm gonna put him right under white. I think this is the best placement for him because he only lacks just a couple of flaws. Like, honestly, if it weren't for the fact that his SA2 were barriers and could inflict status ailments, I feel like he would have been even better. If he had increased status ailment chance, he would have been a god for, you know, having a complete ranged collision kit, because as a guy that has him 5-5, I do enjoy him. I have not stopped using him at all. In Limit Break Request, he was actually quite good. In Gale Quest, he was quite good, despite not being as good as Macy. And, you know, just for being a character to play as and have fun, he just gets the job done just as nicely. But White is still a much better 1000 Year Blower character as a whole. So, yeah. And then that leaves us to the Squad Zero remakes. And let's just start off with the least hype, and that is Kiryu. Kiryu, I have to place her underneath 1000 Year Blower Ichigo. I have to be 100. No, wait. Do I want to put her underneath Misaki? I mean, okay, alright. I'm kind of, you know, disrespecting Kiryu a bit too much here, because at least for Inheritance Trials, she's still going to be a very good, respectable character. But, like, for the content that she was made to be used for, bro, she just sucks. I'm sorry, but Kiryu is literally just a female Choji without no goddamn swag. And for the content that she is meant to be used for, she sucks. She literally does suck, because she is literally held back by the 18% shave. Okay, well, in this case, because she does have, like, Frenzy +2 with the 80% SP boost. And, of course, hold on. Okay, no, she has only Paralysis. And, of course, well, high DPS. Like, it's gonna help it out a lot, but it doesn't help with the fact that her SA2 is literally 20 seconds to get back. She doesn't even have extra cooldown reduction when at full stam, and to top it all off, the SA2 is still melee, meaning that you bring this character in extreme co-op, you have to give her the nerd headband. That's just bad. It's ridiculous. Just use these two characters. They're just gonna get the job done faster, and for Gale Quest, she's a failed experiment, but for, like, you know, harder content, and if you want to bring her in Limit Break Request for slot 3 for whatever reason, if you don't have better characters, she can work a bit. IT, she's still gonna be alright. You can still carry some Super Pot characters. She's usable, but, like, good God, she has flaws. She's even worse than that of Parasol Rukia, which is saying a lot. And then Senjumaru, easy placement. She's gonna go right underneath Yachiru Unohana. She is literally Tensa 2.0. The only difference is that she does guarantee +10 droplets. It's harder because she has Frenzy +2 and is pretty much immune to all status elements on top of having Marauder. Just take into example, what if they gave Ichigo an extra 50% Berserker alongside having Frenzy +2 with 100% damage, plus make him the ultimate farmer. That's what Senjumaru is. Only difference is that she does have the 960 in front and not the full screen 1080 that Ichigo has. So yeah, overall, amazing character, definitely good. Just, there's no flaws that I gotta give to this character. If I were to give the one flaw, is why she's weak. And then Ichibe, easily #1 for technique. I think that he's definitely one of the best out there for 1000 Year Blower currently. Like, even though his best stuff is held back by the gauge, he is literally better than most of the technique characters that we have on the list, and there's just no denying that. Like, he even has a better kit than Bandietta in this kind of case and scenario. So yeah, that's basically the entire 1000 Year Blower tier list completely ranked, and let me know if you guys agree with this. But hold on, the video does not end, because today we are also going to be doing a top 10 1000 Year Blower tier list. Now, I know it's a bit too soon for that, because we do have end of year dropping, and it's more than likely gonna give us more 1000 Year Blower characters, but I figure I may as well go ahead and do that. So before getting right into it, let's just reset the list. Alright guys, so here we are. Sorry if it took a bit, but hey, at least timelines are useful, and these are basically going to be the top 10,000 Year Blower characters that we are going to be ranking. I mean, look at it right now. We've gotten a crap ton of new 1000 Year Blower characters that even some of them that we have gotten from last year are still insanely good to use to this day. Mainly characters like 1000 Year Blower Yamamoto, Ichigo, Aizen, like, you guys have not even stopped using these characters as well as I have, and I think it's basically a proper time to do a full-on top 10,000 Year Blower character tier list. So, The undisputed top 3 definitely have to go to Retsu, Kyuuge, and why? Because I do think that these characters are like the top dogs in the game. Yachiru and Kyuuge especially, just because of the fact that they both share Frenzy +2, 80% SP boost, and Rampage. When you have those 3 skills alone, you already become the best damaging character in the game. And the crazy thing is that they're both very great in guild quests, limit breaker quests, inheritance trials. Name me one piece of content besides Brave Battles where they falter. None. None at all. None at all. Retsu is easily the best character that there is in the game, and Kyuuge is only right behind her, only because of the simple matter of fact that he just lacks a couple stuff, like, you know, no double killers, no marauder. But even then, just being able to have a godly kit makes it up all nicely. And while he does have the 960 into homing vortex, which is going to help out with getting the 80% SP boost just fine, Yachiru on the other hand has the trap mechanic on the SA3 and has insane cooldown times because of this skill right here. She's also fast, she also has long stride. Just, you know, she just falls short because the SA2 is a lunge, 870 radius is that, whereas again Kyuuge has the 960 into homing vortex, the 3k length beam, full screen. Like, Kyuuge does have a better kit, but that being said, not as strong as Retsu, also because Kyuuge has drain instead of weakening. So these two are the top dogs, and there's nothing else to state here. Honestly speaking, the only thing to say is that Retsu could have gotten the 960 into homing vortex to make her even more robust, just for the fuck of it, and then Kyuuge should have gotten, you know, Marauder and an extra killer. But even then, I think these two characters are very deserving of being able to, you know, be top 2 in 1000-year blower, and matter of fact, top 2 in the entire game. And then number 3, White, because this guy is just ridiculous. Now, he may not have like any type of berserker whatsoever, but being able to inflict the status elements at ease while having Frenzy +2 and 80% SP combo, you cannot go wrong with that. Also, because he has increased status element chance, you're always going to consistently have damaged, drained, and lacerated enemies at all times when you attack with this character. And also has one of the strongest soul bombs in the game, just by having, you know, bombardment with weakened defense. You can go for double weakened defense with this character. Oh, and he also has the mind attribute character special move damage of 30%. Like, sure, nuking is pretty much dead in Guild Quest, but like, once you decide to nuke with this character, you can actually nuke out a phase in Guild Quest just fine, and he's literally a top dog for very hard Guild Quest for like a good reason. That being said, his kit isn't as godly as Retsu and Kyuuge, but he makes it more than enough just by giving him a kit where he can literally proc status elements left and right, like Suction Vortex into Lunge, 870 into 1080 Lunge, and then Vacuum into Explosion SA3, basically like, you know, 5th Anniversary Byakuya, Soifun. Yeah, this character is just stupidly ridiculous. Like, he is not as crazy as he once was because of very hard Guild Quests, but he's definitely hanging in there, for sure. And I'll definitely, you know, show you guys what the list would look like if we were to eliminate the 8th Anniversary characters. But, yeah, going back in onto the list, yeah, besides the definitive top 3 characters, which was pretty much easier to rank, let's just start from the bottom part, and I definitely want to say 1000-year blower Anime Ichigo takes the number 10 spot. Now, while I did mark him being a better character, he definitely took a hit for when it comes to content like Limit Break Request. I thought that he was going to be as good as he would still be, but that just doesn't happen to be the case just because he only has Frenzy +2 with 100% damage, isn't as crazy strong unlike Tensa Zangetsu or Senjumaru, and of course, well, just isn't, you know, adapt for Limit Break Request and Guild Quest. You can still use him, don't get me wrong. He still is going to be decently good to use, but your main thing that you want to use him for is pretty much going to be inheritance trials when you're carrying super pot characters, and even then we have Rengiku that just happens to do the job better than him. And then, of course, well, extreme co-op, I guess. I mean, yeah, He's good, don't get me wrong, he still has a 3K length beam, double full screens, he's good. It's just, DPS definitely isn't there. If he picked up, like, you know, Rampage, he would have been insane. So I'm gonna keep him at number 10 for a very good reason. Number 9, I feel the spot should actually go to Asnot now that I think about it. Yeah, let's put him there, just because, well, he does have a ranged collision kit, but, like, the DPS that he provides, it's just ridiculous. He is what I would call a ranged collision white. And the reason why is because he has damage to slowed enemies and damage to weakened enemies of 40% with Frenzy +2 and 80% SP boost. So what went wrong? Simply put, he didn't pick up increased status element chance. If he picked it up, it would have been even better. Even more so with the fact that his SA2 provides barriers. This guy is always safe at all times. Like, he is by far the safest character I have actually ever run for when it came to pretty much farming content in Inheritance Trials. And imagine the SA2 did not have the shield. He would have been able to inflict status elements left and right. But thankfully, the SA1 does help out because it is the 40% shave. Now, the strong attack is very effective against enemy mobs in which they don't have poise. But once you go up against the harder enemy mobs in Limit Breaker Quest, or even in epic raids, the SA1 is pretty much gonna be dog shit, sadly. And then the SA3 is full screen, 1080 radius. He has really high DPS. Just the kit could have been better, and of course he did need increased status element chance. If he had that, then he would have been, you know, much higher on the list. So I think that the number 9 spot fits him well, and he's gonna take it. Number 8, let's give it to 8th Anniversary Ichigo because he's great. He's definitely really good. Just the DPS isn't too crazy high because he just has Frenzy +3, which is still good. Don't get me wrong, it's still fantastic. Also has full stamina damage boost of 20%, and also has increased status element chance against technique attribute enemies while having weakening and drain on his entire kit. He's great to use in Limit Breaker Quest, like just being able to ignore poise with this skill right here just makes him a very effective character. He can be good in guild quests if you do not have the likes of Macy, and he can pretty much be good in a lot of different content, and I feel like he's just overall, you know, better than what people give him credit for. But at the same time, it is noticeable that he doesn't do too much damage, and it's pretty much a given because he did pick up the 18% shave. SA2 is still fine. He does have the 750 into Tracking Vortex, which you can never go wrong at all because that is literally what carries the character and makes him be able to mop the floor in IT, being able to mop the floor in Limit Breaker Quests, being able to mop the floor in harder content. And it's pretty much what you're going to be mainly using him in Guild Quest for, and also a full screen SA3. So yeah, he fits the number 8 spot just fine. Just isn't too crazy strong because, you know, lack of 80% SP boost, and, you know, a bit of Berserker is definitely needed for the character. But, like, hey, we'll definitely get another Frenzy +3 character, but until then, he is still ridiculously good. And, okay, I definitely want to put Senjumaru at number 7. Now, this character, yeah, basically, she's just a better 1000-year blower Ichigo. She's better than literally both the 1000-year blower Ichigos as a whole, just because of the fact that she picked up such a high damage output with Frenzy +2, and also has 100% pure damage, can just cleave through Iron Skin like as if it's nothing. Maybe in Guild Quest, she isn't going to be all too packed, but I feel like she is going to be that one exception to the list, just because of the fact that she comes with so much DPS, it's even crazy. And even her Soul Bomb is actually not the worst, because she has Devastation 60% plus this. You could definitely make some solid work. Again, Godly Kit, 3K length beam, 960, full screen, yeah. I definitely want to say she fits the number 7 spot, but if I'm being realistic, if we wanted to, we can literally just move her down to, like, number 9. But I feel like in Limit Break Request, Tensa was able to do a really good job upon having the rule, so this character should be able to do so just fine. But in Guild Quest, that's also a different issue. Yeah, I don't know, it just feels a bit disrespectful to put this character underneath Asnot because she's better than him. She's a farmer, so don't get me wrong, she does what needs to be done. It's just in Guild Quest where she's gonna struggle a bit because you can't inflict status elements, you can't debuff, so okay, you know, let's put it at number 8 on second thought. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now we got a good spot to work with. At least, yeah, this is a bit more acceptable. We'll take it. And now for number 6. I have to think real hard, I think. Yeah, Yama works. Crazy how I'm actually valuing him above Ichigo, and it's because, well, let's just be honest here, I feel like his use was gonna fall off because of very hard guild quest, but well, it happened to be the exact opposite, so I kind of was wrong on there. Like, he's still good, he still has not fallen off for guild quests. Like, in Melee Hollow, if you have a really optimal setup, you can actually get yourself like a 45-second remaining clear time, which I actually did with a max extended 1000-year blower Yama, and I had like, you know, a 2-5 Shinji and a 5-5 Sajin, and was able to get that done. But like, only issue is literally no increased status element chance and not having Frenzy +2 in this kind of case. And matter of fact, he's the only character that I'm valuing that high on the list because he has Frenzy +1, but like, he still has like 80% SP boost, damage to burning, and weaken enemies of +40%, double killers. He also has, well, you know, Godly Kit, 9/16 to Homing Vortex, full screen SA3, SA1 being a 3k length beam. He has a Godly Kit. He's great. He's fantastic. Just the damage, he needs to get the 80% SP boost to even be considered a god. And yeah, I think in Yama's case, the placement works fine because he does pretty much what most characters do, but like, you know, yeah. And I felt like Yama definitely still has a bit of an edge over 8th Anniversary, Ichigo, and Limit Break Request. But maybe my mind will change once I 5-5 him. It's kind of hard to make a valid list on this type of, you know, list. So, okay, what I just said doesn't make any sense, but you know what? Just deal with me, okay? Just deal with me. And now we only have 2 more spots left, which is basically number 4 and number 5. And I think this is pretty much an easy one. Ichigo at number 4, and Bambi is, you know, gonna be at number 5. Yeah, works out fine. And look, Bambi, she may not have double killers, but like, the thing is, she's gonna be stronger than Yama. Her Soul Bomb is still gonna be really good. Isn't as great as Yama, but like, just the skills is pretty much what helps her out, even though she doesn't have a Godly Kit. But like, Frenzy +2, 80% SP boost, and increased status element chance. Basically the same combo that White has. Only difference is that the kit isn't too crazy insane. She has the Suction Vortex on the SA1, SA2 being the barrage attack. So it's only 1080 in front, but like, keep in mind, it doesn't have the best range as I once thought. I thought it was gonna be like a full screen in front, but no, it's just, you know, 1080, and it's basically as a degree angle. Oh no, it's a 150-degree angle. And once you get that SA2 to proc in, you're gonna do a crap ton of damage. It's insane. Like, really damn good. And then the SA3 is full screen. And yeah, insane Soul Bomb. Like, nothing to really go wrong about this character. And then Ichibe, he just has a better kit. That being said, most of the good stuff comes from the gauge mechanic. But once you get the gauge active, he's just gonna be better than Bambietta, and for like a lot of different content, especially Limit Break Request, he's just gonna be a much better character to use as a whole. So yeah, Ichiban at number 4 definitely fits the criteria a lot more. And yeah, look, I would put him higher on the list, but like, I just feel like the whole shit of, you know, having most of the OP stuff locked behind the gauge really does not help. Whereas Retsu, Killgate, and White do not have the gauge mechanic, but are just gonna be a lot better than him in the long run for like every single type of game mode. So yeah, that's the top 10 list of 1000-year blower characters. And if we want to, you know, change the list and not have the 8th anniversary characters, well, this is what the list would look like. I would actually remove White, and Ichibe would go up. So would Bambi and Yama, and then we'll pretty much have Ichigo that we're also going to remove. So like, hold on, let's have Senjumar right up here. As not, and number 7, yes. And now we just eliminate the 8th anniversary characters. And then we'll just have Aizen at like number 9, and then at number 10. well, fuck it. I'm putting Byakuya over Kiryu in this kind of case. Like, he does lack the Havoc, but at least he's gonna be a much better character. And he works better than Kiryu for guild quests. I don't care. Yeah, that's gonna be the top 10 list of 1,000 Year Blower characters. Should we remove the 8th anniversary characters? Anywho, thank you guys for watching this long video. Let's just say on Raw, this took me like 43 minutes to record, but it's gonna be shorter because I did cut out a lot of the times in which I was trying to decide the list. And yeah, that's all. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. And let me know if you guys agree with the list as a whole or if you guys disagree. I want to know y'all's takes and just, you know, yeah. It's kind of hard to make these types of videos, but it is what it is. And yeah, this has been your brother Dash Smasher, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one. So have a wonderful day, lads. Peace out. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao.